Welcome to Work the Left Side. I am hyper hyped to announce tonight's guests. Dan and Paul are in the house because this Saturday we have a True Grit show. They are back in York for Mayhem, and obviously the boys are in town to talk about it and give us our predictions for the matches, fill me in what I've missed because I haven't been for the last. I haven't been to a show since the Rumble. So, yeah, gentlemen, how are you all?
Very well, thank you, mate. Excited to get into this, and it's not just True Grit. We've got a bit of a double header of wrestling goodness in Leeds, haven't we? But we'll get to that in a sec. Paul, a word in edgewise, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. It feels like a long time since we've got together and spoke about True Grit. So yeah, a lot to catch up on, and yeah, excited to talk to you as always.
We did one for Redemption, didn't we? We did a review show for Redemption.
I don't think I was there. I think maybe that's why. Yeah, I'm sure I was probably working or something, but feels like a while since I've been on and talked to you.
Apologies in advance to everyone. Normally I would be wearing the hat. My phone's playing up. I'm having to wear earphones with pods, and apparently my hat muffles the microphone. So I've got the hood up.
It was either this or underwater, Nick.
Yeah, said underwater love. Aquatic, erotic. Anyway, yeah. So, gentlemen, you're both back. We're here to talk True Grit and then talk North. So, yeah, obviously, it's a York show. This will be done episodically. Obviously, they'll release the shows over the 3 weeks after, from Saturday onwards. But some of the matches, there's a couple of the matches, mate, that I am legitimately gutted not to be going to, not to be seen in person. But I'll let you, Dan. I'm sure you've got the graphic with the match orders.
I've got everything. I'm definitely not frantically updating my spreadsheet because I forgot to do it before we recorded, like a dickhead. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot coming up with the fallout of Redemption. We'll get to the title match last thing, but we've got a new True Grit champion, Kemper, in his second reign, his first defense against HT Drake, which is going to be just mental. But I think I'm just about done vamping for time. As I go through this, I've just got one more match to put on. So we'll start at the bottom of the graphic, which doesn't mean the bottom of the card by any stretch, because this is a dream match for many people, and one of this podcast trio especially. It's the first match announced, which is sponsored by Mark Brown and the Hot Tag Foundation, Vusic versus Lou Nixon. Vusic back from his Canada excursion, Lou Nixon back from doing death matches all around the world, just coming back off a stint in America. Violence, I think, is the order of the day for this one.
Violence, brutality. Ooh, make the Honda Odyssey look like a Skoda Octavia.
I actually used the Deadpool and Wolverine Honda Odyssey GIF in response to this because it's two absolute machines going to kick the fuck out of each other. This is like some. You know what? I saw the trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 the other day, and this is the match that sprung to mind.
Yeah,
kicks, strikes, just. Every single strike is going to sound like somebody dropped a side of beef off a bridge.
And a fatality wouldn't seem amiss by the end of this match, I'm sure.
No, definitely not. So
hopefully, but it's that kind of feel. You can just imagine it. If there was a wrestling arcade game, a British wrestling arcade game, this would be, I don't know, like Vusic or Nixon. Either of these guys is a solid shout for final boss. And it would just be like, yeah, this is it. This is the culmination. Whoever wins this wins the game.
Yeah, I'm dead excited for it. Paul, what do you reckon?
Yeah, it's another absolute banger by Mark Brown and the Hot Tag Foundation. They've given some matches that are, mouth-watering and matches that you want to see. So, credit to them. But great to see Lou Nixon back. I'm trying to think of last time we saw him, and I'm not sure whether it was like the 5-second knockout on Ian Skinner.
It could well have
I
been,
think.
because he wasn't in the Rumble.
It was.
Yeah. So yeah, if he
It
comes
was Leeds in the
into
match.
this match on that form, it's going to be a tasty one. And yeah, I can't wait for it. Really cannot wait for it. It's going to be a belter.
Something tells me it's
Oh,
going to take
Vusic's
a bit
last
more than
match.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yes. Vusic's last match was obviously the Luke Jacobs one. So, it's just, how do you follow up Luke Jacobs? Lou Nixon.
That was his last singles match, wasn't it? Because he was in the Road to the Rumble. Oh no, it wasn't. It was the Road to the Rumble show, wasn't he? Against Adam Bolt. No, he got replaced, didn't he, for that one? Because he was in Canada. Because he was down to face Adam Bolt.
Yeah,
I'm sure he faced Adam Bolt in December.
Or did Billy O'Keefe take that place?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
No, it was, sorry, my bad. Yeah, his last match was the Adam Bolt one-on-one. The hot tag versus the Pride champ.
Yes.
Just for respect. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
That's not me. That's not my memory shining through. I've got my spreadsheet in front of me.
You don't mess around here.
Again, I didn't see
You'll
it.
have to flip the camera around one day. I want to see all the notes. I bet you've got about 20 monitors in front of you, like a CCTV office.
It's Charlie Day again in Always Sunny. It's Charlie Day stood in front of that board in Always Sunny.
I'm just clicking between tabs. That's all.
So, yeah.
You know it's going to be kick-ass, but what's your predictions? I'm going to lay it out there. I'm going to go with Vusic, fresh off his Canada excursion. I think he's going to come back in full force, and I think he's going to retain his title.
Yeah. I'd have to say I agree. Yeah, absolutely agree. And that's not a dig at Lou Nixon whatsoever. It's going to be. I think he'll retain, but it's not going to be an easy night's work for him. Vusic.
No.
Yeah, I'll go Vusic as well, just because he's the regular. Obviously, it's great to see Lou Nixon back, but you got to think Vusic's going to be back in that main event picture at some point. So it's another big W to roll the momentum forward.
Yeah, but before it even happens, I already know that we all want to see more Lou Nixon in True Grit. So fingers crossed, this is the start of him being a bit more regular, because there's some bloody tasty matchups in there. Just off the top of my head, I'd love to see Lou Nixon versus Franco Fate.
Yeah.
Just as a taster, I've had a Nick face cover already.
Yep. But in a non-death match environment as well. So obviously they've met before. We've probably seen that match elsewhere, but it was a bit more extreme. But I'd like to see those two guys have at it in a True Grit ring, doing what they can do so well to show it's not just deathmatch. They are amazing wrestlers. They are amazing talents who can put on a banger match in front of a varied audience.
Yeah, exactly. And for anyone interested, Lou has started a YouTube channel as well. It's typical Lou. It's completely honest, completely unfiltered, no bullshit. Not suitable for children, I don't believe. But anybody wants to go check that out, search him on YouTube. He's on there. He's doing cracking. He's been live streaming from airports and all sorts while he's been away in America. So it's definitely dealing with a wanker or two who wanted to interrupt. But we've got a lot to cover and not a lot of time to do it. So moving on. Next match on the card, a tag team match. The Regime, speaking of Franco and Brad, versus the somewhat thrown together team of Billy O'Keefe and Sean Only. Know each other very well. Old enemies in True Grit. That last man standing match last year was just holy shit. See if they can work together now that Sean's had a sort of a change of attitude in recent months. How do we see this one going, other than it being absolutely kick-ass?
I don't know what to make of it, because, well, we're not going to see Sash at ringside. Obviously, there's other members of the regime that potentially can be thorn in the sides of Billy O'Keefe and Sean Only. I've never seen Billy O'Keefe and Sean Only as a tag team. Obviously, in True Grit, they've had some nasty, brutal matches against each other. I think the main question is, can they get on well enough? They're taking on an established, and not just an established tag team, a very good tag team, that being the Regime. So is it enough?
Yeah. Former
I really don't know which way to put it.
It's a difficult one, but Billy and Sean familiar with each other elsewhere, potentially more friendly guises. Thinking of like Blackheart, part of a stable together there. Is there something behind the scenes we don't know? Like you say, the rest of the regime might be knocking about. Does Joey Slade step up and try and fill that Sash role? Is he graduating beyond Footstool in the absence of Sash? Or is it going to be the latest edition that I still find hard to talk about, because fucking hell, what a moment that was. But he's got, Nash and Riley Nova have both got matches later on. Do they need to focus on winning more than help interfering? Do the regime even want any the powers that be, want any interference, or do they just want to smash the fuck out of people? It's really interesting.
Sorry.
No, go on.
No, I was going to say there is that little extra spice as well, in the fact that Sean Only was invited to join the regime a while back, and he declined it and delivered a few super kicks. And I always thought, has that been forgotten about? But they're finally coming back together now, aren't they, to meet up. First time since that happened, so there is that little bit of extra spice there.
Yeah, I laid my stall out early with Vusic. I'm like you, mate. I don't know which way this one's going to go, and I don't like picking them, but I don't see the regime losing another match. I think they're going to come back together, and oh god, this feels horrible. Yeah, I've gone. Oh wait, actually, nope. Late change of heart. I'm actually good. No, yeah, I'm sticking with it. Regime. Sorry, that was hard.
It is. This is it.
No, stop it, Nick. It's not for Nottingham.
I'm not sure about what he was working, so I'll just do sign language.
yeah. We've got a bit of underwater Nick, unfortunately. So Nick might be communicating mostly through sign language for the rest of the
Write it down on a piece of paper.
Yeah. So I can take it from that reaction, Nick, that you're going to go with the regime.
Yeah.
Nodding works, unless you're listening to this on an audio format, and then we'll. I'll keep you informed of what's going on. Paul, mate, what's your prediction?
I don't know. I'm going to go with Sean Only and Billy O'Keefe. Reason being that I was talking on the last show about we don't have Meat Wagon anymore, we don't have Nash Boat anymore, we don't have Crash Boat anymore. I feel like we need to establish a new tag team, and I think that Sean Only and Billy O'Keefe have a potential tag team that can go all the way. So I wouldn't like to see them fall at the first hurdle, but yeah, I'm going to go with Sean Only and Billy O'Keefe based on that.
You bastard! Now you're making me rethink it again.
Ooh,
I've already committed to it. I've committed to it. It's on the audio, so we've got to go with it. So that's the first dissenting opinion. Sorry, you and your good lady are the reigning champions of the prediction leagues, by the way. But moving swiftly on. Next up, this is going to be hard watching. We've got the new version of Wing Commander Nash. Now, apparently, according to the newsletter, being called Regime Nash, which doesn't quite have the same ring to it, versus a returning Pop Punk Kid. Two wrestlers who know each other very well. In fact, in years gone by, and I'm talking a good few years ago now, actually had a match together, or there were two parts of a triple threat for True Grit at Low Mo Club, which is a venue that Planet, run by Pop Punk Kid, now runs. So this is going to be something. I just don't know what we're going to get from Regime Nash at all. I've known him a long time. If he's coming out all suited and booted and corporate, and it's just not going to feel right.
Yeah.
The prick.
I don't know what we're going to expect of him either. Yeah.
For the benefit of the audio there, Nick was just leaning back in his seat and flicking the V's, giving the twos up for Regime Nash. I'm sure it'd be different if he was from Nottingham. That got a nod and a double thumbs up. Sorry, Paul, you were saying, mate.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Same again. There's so many things that I don't know which way it's going to go, what to expect. A Regime Nash. I don't know whether it's a similar sort of goofy character, as he was in Nashville, but heel. Still prone to a few slips and trips here and there, or whether it's real serious, nasty. I don't know what to expect. I could see many different versions of Nash. Be interesting to see which one we get.
I think we're going to see one nasty bastard. I really do. I think he's going to be vicious. I don't think it's going to be an overly long match. And what a lot of people don't know about Nash is he can throw hands. He has got the left hand of God. If he wants to unleash just a solid punch. I've seen that man hit over 900 on one of those punch bag machines for a shoot.
Not seen that. Well, I've never seen anything other than Nashville from Wing Commander, so it's going to be a shock to the system for me.
I haven't. I've never seen heel Nash. I've never seen this side of him. It's a complete departure from almost anything that I'm aware that he's ever done. So, setting aside the sort of storyline for a second, I am kind of excited to see that because I've no secret to anybody. I love Nash and his work for a long time. Really have. So, like I say, is it going to be that thing where he takes it? I think he's going to take away everything we loved about him before. No buffoonery, no chicanery, none of the sing-along music, and most importantly, no ducks. There will be no ducking about. Yeah, clean plate. Yeah. So I think he's going to win. And it'll be his first singles win in True Grit.
Wow.
What about you, Paul?
There's so many matches that I could just fall either way. I think it'd have to be one at the first match. After that moment, you couldn't go against Nash, could you really? But it'd be nice to see Pop Punk Kid do it, but I'm not sure now. So I'd have to go with Nash as well.
Yeah, I think as well, Pop Punk Kid Jake. It'll be good to see where he lands with everything without Jack, because I think there's obviously definitely a place for Jake in True Grit. He's people love him. He's a really good wrestler. I'd love to see him have a go at singles more often than this. I mean, he sort of had other partners across last year, but to go singles now, that's something I could get on board with, definitely. Nick, blink once for yes, twice for no. Wing Commander Nash, your prediction? That was one blink. Nick says yes. So we're all on board Wing Commander Nash. Oh, sorry, Regime Nash. Yeah, and there's a salute from Nick. Right, next one. Ooh, the fallen champion, Riley Nova, against the current tag team champion and potentially still slightly injured, Joe Wade. Now, the last show, Riley Nova lost his title, pinned by Kemper. And Joe Wade retained his tag titles, but broke his toe in the process, I believe. So it's going to be interesting to see if Joe's at 100%. If both are at 100%, this is going to be a really fucking good match. As is every match on this card, but this is going to be a top one. And you could have thrown Joe Wade in as a challenger when Riley was champion, and this match would have been as good, if not better. So I'm expecting big things from this one. How about you, Paul?
Yeah, I'm going to be blessed to see Joe Wade on his own for the first time. I can't remember if I've seen him do it elsewhere, but yeah, it'll be a nice one for me. And Joe's so talented, the strikes and the kicks and everything like that. He's phenomenal. I can't wait to see it. And what a match up against Riley Nova, as you say. But once again, it's just another one of them matches. I don't think that there'll be many high scores on the predictions. It's so hard to call it. You'd want to go with Riley Nova having just been the champion, potentially needing this win more to keep himself up at the top, the high card title shot. So you'd think that Riley would need it, but I just can't see writing off Joe Wade, strong tag team partner, strong bastard to carry on after breaking his toe in that fashion. I don't know which way to call it.
Well, I'm putting you on the spot for this one because I've gone first all 3 times now. It's up to you.
Put me on the spot.
Wade or Nova?
Fucking hell, have I got a coin to flip? Riley Nova. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Riley Nova.
Yeah, Riley Nova.
Yeah, that's Nick through a gallon of seawater saying Riley Nova. I've got to make a reference. I feel like in Finding Nemo. So hang on, I speak whale. What's your prediction? Well, it's another clean sweep because I'm going Riley as well. He needs to sort of build back. This is the rebuild of Riley Nova, and I don't think Joe Wade's coming into it 100%. I think that's going to be played on. He's going to play into it in the match. So Nick's off possibly for a poo.
Changing his oxygen tank.
Yeah. So yeah, he's found some headphones. But yeah, Riley. I think it's going to be Riley. He needs a win. He needs a statement win, and also with this rebuild of Riley Nova beating a former tag champion opens him up to then possibly going for the tag belts as well. Just an idea, just to give him something to do while Kemper's champion. Because I know he's going to get a rematch. But I don't think going straight into, obviously not going straight into on the first show. Here he is.
Can you hear me right? He's better.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, that's miles better.
Just don't know if you can hear
I kind of still want to see. I still kind of want to see Brady versus Riley as a one-on-one.
Yeah, I'd like that as well.
Yeah,
that could be down the line if Brady never got pinned, so he can claim to be number 1 contender. Riley needs a rematch. Have them face each other and be the next challenger.
Yeah,
so, something like
but
that.
Don't get me wrong. The triple threat was great in respect that, it looked like, I often find in triple threat matches, it looks very much like a 2-on-1 with a little bit of a battle going on with the two that are teaming up. But in that last triple threat, it felt genuine that there was 3 people that were all out for their own gain. But yeah, it was good. But if you'd have asked me maybe December time which way I thought True Grit was going to go, I thought Brady was going to win the Rumble and the match was going to be Brady against Riley at Redemption, and that was going to be, the match at that event. So I don't know, I kind of got my heart set on it, and I would like to see that at some point, and not necessarily for the title. There's still a bit of bad blood there, or still a lot of bad blood there.
Especially after what Riley did to Brady at Redemption. I handcuffing and all of that. There's a lot to work out there. So yeah, but I can see Riley winning this, and then we'll have a Riley Brady match at Last Rites in May. Nick, now that you're back with us, Nova versus Wade, we've got your prediction, but what do you reckon to the match?
This is the other match I was making reference to, where I am legitimately gutted to be missing this in person. Obviously, massive fan for as big as a mark as I am for Kemper, and I've been down with Kemper since day one. For me, Nova should still be champ. I think that still had legs. Hopefully, he'll get a second run, and we'll get that at some point. And Joe Wade is a future champ. He's a future main eventer. He ticks all the boxes. I love Misery Business, but I do love seeing a bit of Joe Wade in singles. That jumping knee strike is. You could say it's a really basic move, but just the way he hits it, man, that is a genuine oof moment every match.
Yeah,
it really is. But we're in for a banger either way. I can't wait to see that. You say you've not seen Joe Wade really singles, Paul. He's done a bunch of singles stuff. I don't think
so. I'm trying to think of if I've seen even at Planet. I remember going to a PPW, but I was late, and I remember just catching the end of Joe Wade. I heard his music after he'd won, but we were late for that one.
Were you not there for the Jay Vertigo, Jack Bandicoot, Joe Wade match?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, we were. I was going to say, I think there's a bunch of his single stuff through North and Rise as well. I love Paul frantically searching for the mute button there as the dog's going mental.
Can you hear the dog barking?
Yeah, it's all right. It's all good.
He's a loud bugger.
He's just hyped for Riley. He's just hyped for Riley over Joe Wade, and who can blame him?
Exactly.
So second to last match on the graphic. Massive debut for North. One of the top wrestlers in the country, Kanji, debuting to face the returning fan favourite Melissa Fierce. Now, I'm very excited for this one because I've been watching Kanji wrestle since the Southside days, back in like 2018-19. And she's come on leaps and bounds to the point that people were genuinely gutted when Kanji didn't get the shot against Mercedes Monet at Rev Pro recently that went to Alexis Falcon. So I'm super excited to see Kanji Melissa Fierce. It's going to be a banging match. Just two top level operators. But I'm going to go back to going first this time because I've got some logic behind this. And it's mostly based on what I want. It could be the heart rule in the head. As much as I love Melissa Fierce and she's the regular for True Grit and she's great and all that, I want a Kanji win because I want the Kanji Alexis Falcon rivalry that's going on a little bit in Rev Pro. I want to bring it up north, at least for a couple of matches. So going into Last Rites, I would love Kanji to beat Melissa Fierce, then go on to face Alexis Falcon at Last Rites. Just trying to get a bit of redemption against Falcon. So yeah, guess which way I'm going.
Same way that I'm going, and I agree with you fully on that. I think it's an exciting new face to recharge the women's division. Hopefully we get that feud, we get a series of matches, we get a bit of a story going, and Kanji versus Falcon in May would just be mouth-watering. Melissa Fierce is always there when you need her. You can always put her back in the title. It'll always be justified. It'll always be kind of understandable. But if we can get a new face in there, somebody with that reputation, that just goes, man, that is a mouth-watering. That could main event any promotion anywhere in Europe. Falcon, Kanji, women's title, bang. Yes.
Yeah, and like we say, it's no besmirchment to Melissa Fierce at all. No. If Melissa wins and goes on to start challenge for a title, brilliant. It's not a number one contenders match, but what is what it is. You win a match like that, you're going to be in with a shot. But there's just more of a story behind, admittedly elsewhere. But it'd be great to see that worked in and have Kanji and Alexis. So yeah. Paul, like I said earlier, a word in edgewise.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. No, I'm. There was a reason why I'm quiet, and it's kind of ignorance in a sense because I don't know kanji. Hands up. I apologise. True Grit's the place that I go all the time. So, on the basis of my unfortunate ignorance, I'm going to go with Melissa Fierce to win it. I think that there's been plenty of, chances, a few chances here and there, and let's not forget that we've had a few matches of Melissa Fierce and Alexis, and I think that this could be the time for Melissa Fierce to get the run. So I'm just going to stick with what I know, and again, that's absolutely no offence to Kanji. I don't know who Kanji is, so I'm excited to see it. From what everyone else is telling me, it's going to be a treat and a blessing, but I've just got to stick with what I know, unfortunately.
No,
Everybody's got that
enough.
first time for seeing somebody, dude. So never apologise. You just, nobody. Me and Dan will still see people for the first time at certain shows and be like, oh shit, well, okay, cool. So yeah, man, just you get to see this new talent, and it's like, yeah. And afterwards, you will know who she is. You will be a massive fan.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Just to give you a bit of just for you, Paul, and for anybody listening who might not be familiar with Kanji, I mentioned that she started out, or at least I saw her start out in Southside, specifically in the Sheffield shows. She was the last Queen of Southside champion before they got taken over by Rev Pro, which was, I think, probably around about the same time. She did get called up to NXT UK for a little bit while that was still going. Been in and out of Rev Pro since 2021. Been in and out of Progress since then as well. So she's been competing at the sort of top level. She was Defiant Women's Champion. She's been Attack Women's Champion, House of Pain Women's Champion, Progress Women's Champion, and been sort of trying to get up to that next level in Rev Pro as well. So, like I said, make no mistake, we are in for a treat on Saturday.
Must have been living in a box.
She was in a faction with BA Rose and Scotty Rourke as well in BWR, was she not?
I don't
think they're the same person.
That.
I'm sure that was Kanji. I'm sure.
I want
to say the call.
Sure, but
if
Kanji
wrong,
as well.
Let me know in the comments. But I'm pretty certain
Kanji
was
from Nottingham.
Exactly. See, I didn't want to mention that because I didn't want to seem biased. But yeah, come on.
I'm just checking up on that BWR because I don't recall. I went to a bit of BWR, but I can't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about BWR, but that's just an example of what Kanji's done and doing. Before we get into the main event, just quickly, we've also got the contract signing for Wesley and Serico versus James Carr at Last Rights in May, and James has teased a stipulation. And all he said is that it's going to be a match not often seen in British wrestling, but one that he's wrestled in once before. Now, I have an idea of what that might be. But do you guys have any ideas?
I was trying to think of this. I had an idea until that message came through because I thought that it was going to be for the kind of like for the running of True Grit. I thought that we were going to have like a contract or CEO of True Grit match, a bit like Austin against the McMahons back in the late 90s. I thought we were going to see something like that. Potentially with that being the stipulation for JC, and if Wes loses, he loses time. But I think he said something about he don't think Wes has wrestled one before, and obviously we've seen that Wes has wrestled a retirement match before, so I don't think it's that. And then I was trying to see if Wes had been in a steel cage before. I have been looking. I've been looking and trying to work out.
I was thinking a collar match, but obviously we've already had like 2 of those in True Grit, so I doubt it'll be a collar match. But I thought that would be
interesting.
Collar.
Interesting. Yeah. So you're thinking like a dog collar match?
Yeah.
Because we've had strap matches.
Yeah.
In True Grit. So my idea is, and this is going back to, I think, Rise 2018-19, when JC may or may not have been Russian. He faced Sean Only in a chain match. Similar to the strap, so very similar to the strap match, but obviously use a chain instead. And it was one of those, it was a show that was lost to time because the footage got corrupted. The only thing that still exists from that show is the badass intro that was done like the SmackDown 2 video game. But the match itself, I was there. It was fucking brutal. And it was incredible. So if it's that, I'm going to be amazed. But that's where my brain's gone with it. I may offer... I'm not going to offer a bonus point for getting the stipulation. Right, we'll just see what comes of that. I just wanted to have a little speculation and see what it might be. And if I'm right, I'll be amazed.
I was looking through all my old games, like all different stipulations that you can have, like Inferno matches. And all that.
I made that joke on the Discord.
An ambulance match.
I don't think we'd have an Inferno match. Then again, it'd be cool, but
the fires of hell breaking through in a church.
Yeah. No, I'm going to go with a cage match. I think it might be a cage match.
All right.
I know that because they're not often seen. It doesn't mean that it hasn't happened before. No, we've had Kemper against Brady, but they're not all that common unless it's a cell. I don't know whether there's a cell in the UK. You know, a full-on cell with a top on, like a Hell in a Cell.
And I don't think it's a match that JC said he's wrestled before, and I don't think he'll have done the
of course, yeah, he's wrestled one before. Has he wrestled a cage match?
Don't know. He's wrestled a while though, so I don't know. I'm not.
It's a long time ago, isn't it?
I've not got an encyclopedic knowledge.
I don't think that Google goes back far to cover JC's career, does it?
What important question is: could you get a cage in Millthorpe?
Well, it's in left back.
No, it's at last right. This is the contract signing.
Yeah. Okay, so it could be. So yeah, 50-50 in cage or the chain match.
Chain match, yeah. Collar match. Yeah, collar match is it's a brutal one as well.
I'll put you down for collar match, Nick, just to spice it up a wee bit. But anyway, main event time. And it's a main event that we should have had back at WrestleFest in the summer when we all had that banging show in the beer garden. And I got far too drunk, but what else is new? Kemper versus HT Drake. Drake finally getting his shot. He's here to kill all gimmicks. Well, something tells me that Kemper isn't a fucking gimmick. So he's going to have an hard time getting rid of Kemper, and this is going to be very, very, very good. Because HT Drake can step in with anybody. He can wrestle. He's one of the guys who could wrestle a broom.
Yeah.
He's that good. I'm just tantalised by this main event. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I was looking forward to it. I was gutted that it was snatched away from us through injury at WrestleFest, but now we get to see it. We've been crying out for it. We have.
Beyond saying it's going to be... Do you know, actually, Nick, since you're back with us and you're not underwater anymore, who do you think is going to win this one?
Kemper. But it will obviously be a quality match. I can't see Kemper losing the belt on this first defense at the start of his second reign.
No.
But again, that's no besmirchment with Drake. But you can put Drake in a match and you know it's going to be awesome. You know it's going to deliver. You know, these two will absolutely... It's hard to say how it's going to go as well, because you say Drake's so versatile. You know, he could be the David versus Goliath. It could be Drake's hella strong as well, so it could be just strength against strength. You know, who's to say Kemper can outmuscle him? You know, he's a deceptively strong guy. He's wiry.
He's incredibly agile as well. You know, if he wants to, he can turn on the speed and the agility. I've referenced that.
Well, he could go lucha. It could be speed against strength. That's what I mean by the whole. You know, you can turn the lucha side up if needs be.
Versatile was exactly the right word. You know, I don't a loss to someone like Kemper would sort of never hurts anybody. Drake can just come back stronger next time around. So yeah, I'm very happy to see him in the main event. Paul, your prediction?
This one for me, it may seem easy on face value to go with Kemper, but I feel that promo after Sammy Blue with killing all gimmicks and being like a nastier version you've ever seen, I kind of also find it hard to believe that he could lose the first match after that.
Mm.
You know, being. You know what? I'm going to go wild here. I'm going to go for Drake.
But Kemper's not a gimmick, like Dan says. Though.
He's not, no, but I just don't see somebody dishing out a threat to the roster and putting everybody on notice to go and lose the following match.
Yeah.
I just,
there's a difference.
And that sounds really strange. You know, like, at first you do very much think Kemper, but when you sort of weigh it up a bit as well, it's another one that can be a flip of the coin. Like, I think there's a tiny bit of logic in what I'm saying. As somebody who's reinventing themselves nastier than ever, you don't really want to see them fall at the, well, you might want to see them fall, but you can't imagine they're going to fall at the first hurdle after. I don't know whether there's going to be something more comes from this. Maybe that there is like a Sammy Blue interference, a bit of like revenge after a bit of bullying, or I can't see it being a clean win. If not, I just think it'd ruin. Well, not ruin, but it'd put a bit of a downer on Drake's on the start of what he's set out to do. It'd be a slow off the blocks.
I can't see, and I hope Kemper doesn't win by running or interference.
No,
because it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have a main event just be clean.
Well, you say main event. It depends how various cards are structured, because Kemper is actually pulling double duty. Kemper's at the North Show as well in the Let the Cannons Fly Gauntlet. So if that show let the Gauntlet match is normally the main event because it's massive, but in this instance, it's not for the title. The main event of that show is G Money versus Trent Seven. So does the Gauntlet go on first to give Kemper enough time to drive the 40 minutes between venues to come and main event True Grit? Or it's an interesting one. I'm like you though, mate. I hope this goes the distance, and I hope it's a clean fall, whichever way it goes. But Paul, do you know what it would be? Kemper winning was a massive shock. Kemper losing would be a massive shock, and it'd be the first True Grit title, men's title, or the heavyweight title change in York as well, if that were to happen. So, there's a world in my head now where Joe Wade beats Riley Nova. Riley Nova gets excommunicated from the regime, and we end up with Kemper getting screwed over, and Drake joins the regime. Well, that's an entirely different storyline.
I don't know. It's just something that there's something that like struck me when like that promo, the nastier side of HC Drake's already is nasty, and I kind of don't want to see him fall at the first hurdle. I think he might win it. I really do.
Well, hey, it's good to have it's good to have a dissenting opinion, because me and Nick have agreed on everything.
And to be fair, if that happens, I ain't going to be upset about it. If Drake wins, awesome. So it's no matter who wins, as the saying goes, as cliched as it is, the real winner will be us. So, doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's like back and forth, and you don't expect to see a champion drop it on the first defense as well. So there's many reasons why each could win it, many reasons why each could lose it. It's just,
So there you go. There's the predictions for True Grit Mayhem. I've gone for Kemper, Kanji, Riley Nova, Vusic, Nash, and the regime. Nick has done the same, and Paul has gone for Drake, Melissa Fierce, Riley Nova, Vusic, Nash, and Sean Only and Billy O'Keefe. So we'll see who comes out on top. We're going to have anybody can put the predictions in. Give me a shout either on the Discord or on social media. We'll drop the socials at the end. But first, gentlemen, the other massive Yorkshire wrestling show on Saturday night, Let the Cannons Fly 7 North returns to Leeds, Project House. Myself and Paul will be at True Grit. I will be behind the bar, I should say, as ever. Paul will be in the crowd. Nick, you're going to North, aren't you? Because it's right by your house, pretty much.
It's not right by my house, but it's closer than York.
Yeah.
Plus, as well, it's North only come unless they announce dates later in the year. They're only here for like twice, so it's and I get a chance to see Trent Seven versus Gene Money. I get to see my favourite guys like Liam Slater, maybe Rampage Brown will get announced at some point. So yeah, I will be, at North. I'm gonna go be a vivid fan of the Slater dojo and just go see what those guys are up to.
Yeah. So there's 4 matches announced so far. We're not going to do a full prediction rundown because I know, Paul, you've not watched any North. Nick, you do watch North, but it's just we're not all we're not all there regular, so I'm not going to go in that regard. But the card itself is looking brilliant. Fresh off tag team title match against Gene Money and Nathan Black, the Wolf and Size connection. Gene's facing Trent Seven, defending his North title. That's just going to be fucking mental. It's going to be brilliant. Anybody who doesn't know, I've been going to North a long time. Not quite as long as True Grit, but nearly the same. I'll come to some of that in a minute because, Nick, I know you weren't familiar with the rules of the scramble match, so I'll just run through a bit of that. But yeah, that's the main title match, Gene Money, Trent Seven. A little bit of history there across the last couple of shows. The last time they were in Leeds, we saw Trent Seven versus Rio, which was an absolute fucking banger of a match. So yeah, Rio also pissed off that she's not the number 1 contender because she beat Trent Seven, and I think at the last show beat Derice as well, which would have also been a banger. Also announced fresh off a debut at the last show at Monumental against Natalie Sykes. Aluna's back to face Session Moth Martina. So you get Martina at Leeds as well. Absolutely bloody love Martina. Don't know anything about Aluna, so there you go, Paul, a wrestler I don't know. But
she's good.
It's going to be great.
She's very good.
Yeah, and Martina's phenomenal, coming off one of the biggest wins of her career at Eve, winning the top title down there. One for you, mate, definitely. Scotty Rock defending the Ultraviolent Championship against Clint Margera. Clint looking to become the first double champion in North history. You're right there, Paul.
Yeah. Like I have seen them two before. TNT. I've seen Clint Margera in, a couple of deathmatch tournaments there, and obviously we've seen Scotty Rock in True Grit as well. And yeah, that's a match I'd like to see.
Oh, you mentioned deathmatch tournaments. TNT had DOA over the weekend, and who won it but Mr. Tim Strange?
Yeah. Oh, did he win it?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Well, happy
I saw a couple of clips. I saw Scott Bell get a fluorescent light tube over his head again. Yeah, well, I say again, but another hit.
Another bump.
Yeah, another bump, but yeah.
So the 4th match announced is it's the scramble. It's not a gauntlet, but it is a gauntlet. Usually 8 people, and it's elimination style. So you start with 2, 1 gets added. As soon as you pin, submit, whatever, you are gone. So I was actually at the first one of these. I think it was my very first North show. Just got up there on a whim. I won't run through the full field. There's 1 or 2 that are best left in the past. But it was Rory Coyle won it. And in that match, there was the likes of HT Drake, Rampage Brown, Robbie X, Spike Trevay, Screwface Ahmed. So you can imagine what that match was like.
Yes.
It was absolutely phenomenal. In fact, Rory Coyle won the first 3. Again, won't go through everybody, but you look at who was in the second one. Amir Jordan was in there. Chris Brooks, Gabriel Kidd, Drake again, Jack Jester. And the third one, like Adam Maxted, Gier Adams, Jack Bandicoot, Shreddy. Somebody I missed dearly in Yorkshire Wrestling, Sugar Dunkerton. Will Cruz was in there. The 4th one, Leon Slater won it. So I think the first 3 were title matches, and then it became kind of more like a Money in the Bank thing.
Yeah.
So you win that, you get a title. You get a title shot. Leon Slater won the 4th one. Derice won the 5th. And just last year, when I can find it, oh no, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I
G
think
Money would
I-
have won it last year, didn't
was it a different event? So, sorry. Oh, no, there it is. I found Clint Margera.
he? Ah,
Clint Margera won it last year. Beat Benji, Henry Faust, Pop Punk Kid, Joe Wade, Natalie Sykes, Shreddy, and Zio Knox. I think that was when he went for the Ultra Violent title. So yeah, that's how it works. It's always a banger. It's always chaos. It's always a lot of fun. And announced for this year so far is only 5 entrants. So you've got Emerson Jane, Rio, Jay Joshua, Liam Slater, and Kemper.
Wow.
That's a hell of a field already. And if they go like they have done in previous years, they've got 3 more to go.
Judas Gray. Judas Gray.
I think Judas is one of the almost nailed on shouts, to be quite honest. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. That is a hell of a card from North. Wherever you're going, whichever you're coming to, if it's True Grit, if it's North, you're going to have a banging time. It's going to be brilliant. The beer's going to be flowing. Buy my cans. True Grit.
Cheaper drinks at True Grit.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. You get 3 cans for 10 quid rather than 2.7 pints. Project House. Not that I worked that out on the fly at all. But yeah, it's a great weekend or a great night for wrestling in Yorkshire. 2
Indeed.
fantastic companies too. I've got a lot of love for. So take your pick.
And if that's not enough, if you want a tasty dessert, I also believe Blackheart are running a show this Sunday. So whichever show you go to on Saturday, make sure you're in Guiseley on Sunday for Blackheart.
Yes, I was planning to be, but I don't think my hangover will let me.
Valid point.
Sorry, Blackheart. I loved the first show that I went to. I really did. But this is just the wrong Sunday for me.
Yeah, I'm in a similar sort of predicament. Like, if it's True Grit weekend, I'll only get 1 day off work, Saturday or Sunday. I always make sure that I've got the True Grit day off. So anything the other day is a write-off. So, yeah, it's a shame for that one as well. But
I may still
we'll
buy
get to a Blackheart again soon.
I may still buy a ticket and see how I feel on the day. It's a bit of a long drive.
Yeah, it's just unlucky because normally they do the first Sunday of every month, obviously, but the first Sunday this month was obviously yesterday, Easter. So yeah, they've had to do the second Sunday, which has then kind of fallen on the same weekend. But
So I blame Jesus.
exactly, you know, it's like doing all those reels and making. Oh, I thought I said Jesus. Sorry, Jesus.
No.
Yes. But gentlemen, thank you so much for obviously coming along. You know, True Grit's going to be boss. North is going to be boss. It's one of those things. There's no wrong answer. Whichever show you go to, you will leave with a smile on your face and have witnessed some tasty, tasty wrestling. So yeah, I'll let you guys do the sign off because this still feels really weird for me. So I'm not going to talk too much. Let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, I'll just go quickly first once. Dan Griffin 21 on Twitter and Instagram. Come along, follow me there. I'll talk wrestling with anybody. Absolutely love it. If you want to hear more of me talking about wrestling, Unbooking the Territory is a podcast I used to do. We covered all sorts of topics. Go and have a look. Loads of side projects. Most of it's to do with the Monday Night Wars, but you know, just go and see. It's a lot to explain, and we haven't got a lot of time left. And the Doctor Who pod on SJP World Media. I'm on there as well.
Mr. Paul.
Yeah, so Paul Stewart, you'll probably find me a lot on Paul's Wrestling Art. I was doing a lot of art at the moment. I've not been doing as much because I've been trying to do something that I have a bit of a passion for, which is raising awareness for neurodiversity. My son has a neurodivergence. I'd say that I'm a bit of an advocate for DLD and spreading awareness for that. I found a lot of answers for us as a family, you know, not just for Thomas. It's something that he enjoys, but when he's happy, we're happy. It makes our life a lot easier. It was something that I wanted to pass on to another family. So I've linked up with True Grit Wrestling and got a lot of help from that, and trying to do a show for neurodiversity, which is coming up on the 26th of April, called Breaking Boundaries. It's going to be at the Attic in Leeds, and we'll have a new belt, which we will hopefully crown someone, well, which we will crown someone with that evening. So, yeah, if you can grab a ticket, come along, support. We do have a GoFundMe page as well. I can share all details of that, but any, money raised will go towards the Brain Charity. Loads of good things coming from it, and yeah, hopefully a new wave of wrestling fans in British wrestling.
Send me the links, dude, and I'll put them in the episode description. So obviously,
you.
if you're interested, go into the description, see the links, click on them, go do what you want to do. Buy a ticket, help donate. This will say all money raised goes towards a charity. It'll be an amazing show. Paul's going to be joining me in a couple of weeks, I think, just to talk about it a bit more. We'll try and obviously I shout out some matches and things like that as well. And just have a good old chit chat.
I've just had some of the graphics dropped. I've just had some of them dropped. I've seen on my notifications. Elliot, who does fantastic posters, I've seen that I've got a message from him, so I'm pretty sure that they've just dropped now. So I'll have to have a look at them when we finished on here.
Awesome.
Great stuff.
Gentlemen, it has been a pleasure as always. Obviously, we won't do a review show next week because it is in York. It is for the episode, so we won't do any spoilers. So, obviously, Paul, you'll be back to talk Breaking Boundaries in a few weeks. The three of us will hopefully get back together before Last Rites next month to look at the matches that have been announced. But yeah, that is it really. So, obviously, everybody watching, as we said before, I'll say it again just one last time. If you either go to True Grit or you go to North, enjoy yourself. Both shows will be amazing. There is no wrong answer. Just go and watch some of the very best in British wrestling and just enjoy yourself. But thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe, share, comment, all the generic stuff we ask you to do. Keep your eyes peeled. I will be joined by Mr. Adam Bolt this Wednesday as the first episode of Work the Left Side at the Movies. We will be talking the Scream franchise. I don't even know how that conversation is going to go yet, but we'll talk about the best kills, the best opening sequences, the best reveals, just the general love of that franchise. Anybody who knows me knows Scream is one of my top 5 films. I know Mr. Bolt loves it as well. So yeah, join us for that. Help us make that a success, because that's something I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, thank you for watching, and remember, always work the left side. Gentlemen, goodbye.
Catch you soon.